Yeah.
I think that's why I'm like, I feel like they were always having sex, but it's just that they were having sex at the wrong time.
Yeah. That's fair.
Isn't
That's
that all
fair.
fantasy?
Yeah.
Someone's always having sex while there's a war on.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you.
You right there.
Hi and welcome to Love at First Plot, a podcast for all romance books. Whether you're into enemies to lovers, second chances, or forbidden flings, we've got your next book boyfriend lined up. I'm Jess.
I'm Hannah.
And I'm Lynn.
In this episode, we will discuss our personal definitions for 5 stars, but also look at our chili and spice ratings. So we'll give you some examples of books that we think fit our definition for 5 stars and chilies for better context too. Mm-hmm. So jumping into it, guys, can you tell me, how do you rate your books by stars? Like, what's a 5 star? What's a 1 star? How do you define which book is what?
Oh, right into it. I feel like being tested. 5 stars. For me, a 5-star read would be a book that, like, usually it's like, it was so good I could read it in a day. I didn't want to put it down.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I loved every character. I loved the plot. I loved the way it finished. I loved the writing, like 5 stars. And I would read it in a day and I would want to read it again tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a 5-star for me.
Yeah, I agree. That's kind of how I would rate my book as 5 stars.
Yeah.
As well. It's like the vibe of it. If everything like ticks all the boxes, it's been like the most perfect kind of thing. I haven't had any issues with the plot, no issues with the character, no issues with the writing. 5 stars. So also I think something that I would recommend to friends
Yeah, that's a good
as
one.
well. Like something that I finish reading and I'm like, that was a good book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually such a big one. And like for me, there are books that I read in a day. I loved it, loved everything about it, but I still would rate it 4, 4.5
There's just
rather than
something.
5 because I'm like, what was really missing from that book? And I think you're right. I think it's like, would I recommend this to someone?
Yep.
Like I personally enjoyed it, but I know it wasn't like,
Amazing.
it didn't tickle my brain.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Those are my like 4.5, 4.75 books is when it's like there's something in it that just didn't quite hit.
Like I wouldn't reread it again tomorrow. Like if it's the
Yeah.
I'll continue the series
Yeah.
because I enjoyed it enough to read like the rest of it.
Yep.
But yeah.
I think
You?
for me, a 5 star is like, one, I couldn't put it down. I loved all the characters. I liked the plot. A plot's a really big thing. But also to be a 5 star is like, I need to be able to read it every year and not be sick of it. Like it needs to have something in there that still kind of had some sort of shock factor, so it can't be completely predictable.
Yep.
But yeah, I think the biggest thing is that I would reread it literally every year.
Yeah.
So like Throne of Glass is not every year, but every few years I reread that. Prison Hill I haven't actually reread yet, but I do want to. So
That is one of your 5-star ones.
that was a 5 star. And the first book was not a 5 star, but the series is a 5 star.
No,
That's
I get
the
you.
difference too. I have 5-star series and 5-star books. It's different.
Okay. Yeah.
You don't
That's
have
fair. Probably.
I'm trying to think though, because I know for me, Powerless and Once Upon a Broken Heart, those series I reread it like every year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
5-star
So that's a
series.
5-star series for you.
Yeah.
And every book in them are 5 stars.
I think so. But I think, look, for Once Upon a Broken Heart, definitely all 3 books, 5
Yeah.
stars. But for Powerless, I reckon Fearless wasn't.
As
But,
Quite what you
good.
wanted.
But
Yeah.
it's still a 5-star series.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The other thing too with 5 stars is it has to be something that like I'm still thinking about days later. So I finished it, I put it down, but like it still comes to my mind every now and then
Yep.
for no real reason.
Mine's not a currently trending book, but the Harry Potter series for me would be 5 stars.
Has to be a 5 star.
Harry Potter's
always
a
trending.
5-star series for me.
It's always trending.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess then like what's the difference then with all your other ratings though? Because like, so for me, anything between a 4 to 5 is based on, well, I would read again. Anything above 4 stars, I would read again.
Yeah.
I would recommend to other people. But between a 4 and a 5 is like, it's just missing something to make it perfect.
Yep.
So like for whatever reason, maybe I could put it down for a second. Maybe I didn't really love the characters that much. I didn't love the dynamics that much, or the plot was missing something. But like, it's still like, I would probably read it really often.
For me, there needs to be a level of complexity as well. Because for me to want to reread it, it can't be simple. I feel like I read a lot of good like contempt romance books that are like banger 4.5 stars, but rereading it wouldn't really give me anything like a new perspective from when I read it the first time. So I'm like not that keen on rereading it. Like I read it and I loved it, but it's like would I read it again? maybe in like 5 years when I forget about it.
Yeah.
And I want to
Yeah.
relive that, but it's not something that I would read again the second time and go, oh my God, like I didn't notice that the first time.
Yeah.
I love this
Yeah.
book so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think not between a 4 and a 5, but I know between a 3 and a 4 for me is if I'm more critical when I'm reading it. So if I'm noticing a lot more plot holes, or I'm like writing a lot more notes of like, oh, why is this happening? But this isn't happening. This doesn't make sense or whatever. That is what sits between a 3 and a 4-star read for me. The less kind of,
Immersed.
the less immersed I am, or the less kind of analytical I am of the book,
Yeah.
the more I'm enjoying it. And
Yeah.
that becomes like a 4-star read or a 5-star read or whatever, because I'm just enjoying the characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think semi the same. The 3 to 4 star is like, I still enjoyed the book, but I'm probably not going to read again.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to forget about it. Like,
Yeah.
it didn't stand out.
Yeah.
I think 3 stars for me is like, you know, I read the book, I got through it,
But you struggled to get through it.
not even struggling. I would either
okay.
be a 2 or a DNF. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 stars is just like, it didn't move me. I wasn't swayed.
Yeah.
It was more just like a passive, like I read this and it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't reread it, wouldn't recommend it, wouldn't like, there wasn't anything particular about the writing that I enjoyed. There was the characters. Maybe I wasn't attached to some of the characters,
Yep.
that sort of thing. And then I'm like, okay, 3.
Yeah.
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 Do you guys use half stars and quarter? I mean,
Yes.
I know we do because we do them every month. But like, how do you decide on what the half and quarter and like 0.75s are?
There's not really like a
Really?
there isn't really like a list of things that it ticks. It just depends on. I'm like, I think that's a 3.5.
Yeah.
For me, this is actually funny because fun fact about me, I used to tutor at uni.
Oh,
So I used to
okay.
mark people's work. So I used to kind of like criteria it and
Yeah.
like to make sure they get the right mark.
Yeah.
And so I kind of do this with books, but honestly with books it's more vibey, but
Yeah.
like it's still quarter, like 4.25, 4.5, 4.75.
Yeah.
For me, I can tell the difference between a 4.25 and a 4.75. 4.75, you really just like something
Yeah.
like I just maybe
Something
everything was
minor.
perfect, but I just wouldn't reread it.
Yeah.
4.25, I'm like, it was better than a 4.
Yeah.
It's not a
Yeah.
5, but it was better than a 4.
Yeah.
That's it.
You know, and I think what I do is I compare it to the other books that I rated 4 stars, and I'm like, was it better or worse than this book?
Yeah.
And then I
okay.
rank it,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, is it better or worse than this 4.5 book?
Yep.
And then I find where it sits and put it there.
I feel so bad saying this now, but like I'm very much a mood reader. So I think I'm
Yeah.
a mood rater as well. So if I'm like, often I won't give a direct 4 or 5. It'll be like, where am I feeling? Did this match my mood? Like, am I feeling like it's close to a 5 but not quite, or closer to a 4 because it's not really a 5? That's how I do it.
I actually had someone tell me the other day, because she was like, what are your 5-star reads? And I went through my story graph and like scrolled down my 5-star reads. And she was like, excuse me, how can you have this many 5-star reads?
Yeah.
Like she was saying that it should be like the top like 1 or 5% of all the books that you read.
I think
No,
that's like,
I
it's
think that depends on the
dependent.
person.
Right? And
Yeah.
I'm like, girl,
Yeah.
I read a lot of books. Like there are going to be
Yeah.
some 5-star reads.
But also
Yeah.
feel like, because I've noticed it, you rate the highest out of all 3 of us because
Yeah.
you very much,
I'm very picky as well though.
Yeah.
Like I know what I like.
Yeah,
And I
that's
normally only go for the books that I like.
that's
Yeah.
it.
And if I find a book that I don't like, I DNF it. I just
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
finish it. Whereas you
Yeah.
guys mostly finish your books even if you struggle through it. I just put it down and then I don't read
I
it.
think
Yeah.
I do DNF a lot more recently though, but it really depends on the book. Like if I'm
Yeah.
not vibing with it, if there's something wrong with it that hasn't clicked with me and I'm like, I can't struggle through all 400 pages of this, I think I'll DNF it.
Yeah. I am trying to DNF more this year.
Yep.
But also, I'm just the type of person who like anything above a 4 is actually really good for me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
My 4.75s are just, there's just that one thing that I can't
Something
name that
not
didn't make
quite
it a
right.
5-star. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't tell you what it is, but it's just not, it didn't hit as well as
Yeah.
a 5-star read.
I think you know when it's a 5-star read. When I get excited thinking about it.
when I
I'm
finish
Yeah.
it and I'm like, fuck, that was so good.
Yeah. And I'm
Yeah.
thinking about it the next day.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
next day. and
heated
I'm,
rivalry.
like reliving, yes, exactly. Like if I'm reliving the characters, if I'm thinking about it, if I'm looking for fan art, if I'm
Yeah.
looking,
yeah.
and if I'm looking for people on Instagram that are also talking about it, I'm going
Yeah.
like that's when you know, like
Yeah.
Or even if it's kind of like you finish it and you're like, fuck, where's the second book in the series?
Yes.
I need the second book in the series to like
Yes.
come out right now.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
in saying that, I still have like a couple 4.5 star reads that
Yeah.
are the same as that. But most of my 5-star reads are like, I cannot wait to read the second
next
book.
one.
Like, where is the
100%.
second book?
Yeah. I think too, because what I find interesting, like for example with Fearless, I know you guys didn't like it, but I loved it. I only read it once. I only rated it like 4 point something because it was an absolute fever dream. And I was like, holy heck, what the hell happened? And then days later, I was still thinking about it. I'm like, oh, this is a 5. So I actually went back and changed it.
Oh.
Yeah, I wanted to change my ratings. And it's funny because I've noticed in my rereads that I generally enjoy
Rate
books
higher.
more.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's because like I'm the type of person who likes some predictability. Like I like the happily ever after stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's funny when you go through my Ironside and I'll be like, oh, I like this book more than the first time, so
Yeah.
I'll rate it higher.
Yeah.
That's funny because like I've never looked back at my ratings until recently when we started doing the monthly recaps.
Yeah.
And I would like look at my rating that I gave it and I'm like, hindsight. And then I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, maybe I
Yeah.
was on some shit like when I read it
Yeah,
that rated
yeah.
it so highly. And then I go back and I'm like, okay, that's not actually like
Yeah.
a 4.75. I was like, to
Yeah.
pull it back a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I did that with chili peppers.
Yes, okay.
I've looked at mine and been like, wait, it was spicier than a 2.
We need to talk about chili.
Side question before we get into that though. When you guys rate your books, do you write any note reviews?
I used to. I'm not bothered anymore.
Okay.
I want to start writing like better reviews on Storygraph because all I
Yep.
do is star ratings.
Yep.
And I think like I'm happy to do that because I do that for me. But I
Yep.
think for the authors, it's a lot nicer to write an actual review, even if it's just like one sentence being like,
Yeah.
I love this book. So I want to make an effort this year.
I do reviews, but it's more for me because
Yeah.
then when I go in to read like the second book and I go back to see what I rated the first book, I don't know why I rated it that highly because I'm reading the synopsis for the second book and I'm like, I don't know if I'm actually interested in this. But I gave the first
Yeah.
book like 4.5 stars. And I'm trying to rack my brain why I've given it that rating. So I've started including like small little comments
Yeah.
just for me.
Used to do this on Goodreads where you could update your status
Yeah,
on your first
yeah,
read.
you could write
But I don't
notes.
do
Yeah.
that. Guys, like I can't like I don't think I think maybe once in my life I've left like a proper like formal review, but
Yep.
my brain when I'm reading I'm literally like a fangirl. Like
Vibrating.
I just
Okay,
like I'm
yeah.
scared. If I was to review, can you imagine me leaving a review after I finish Onyx Storm? It's honestly just gonna be me caps locking, screaming, keyboard smashing. Oh my
That's
god.
fine.
Yeah.
Like
but you should do that.
Yeah. Like,
Guys, if we
that's my
want arcs,
reviews.
that's what we need to do.
We need to leave those.
because like
okay.
that's like how I leave reviews. Like
Yep.
like I need you to know that I am emotionally distraught now.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
was
but
swayed.
do it.
But
I was
you
moved.
know why you've liked that. I'm talking about like other books that kind of
Right.
get lost in
I-
your brain.
Do you know-
Sometimes I just don't rate them.
Oh.
I was going to say, I feel like the reason why you do that though is because you don't reread books either.
I do
So
not.
I will always pick up, well, I'm trying not to do it as much,
Yep.
but I will start again from the first series. Like,
Yep.
guys, Throne of Glass, I started that when the first book came out because of you.
Yeah.
Every year I would reread Throne of Glass and then whatever the next book was. And then it was a commitment, but it was
Yeah.
fantastic.
But that's like a thing that you enjoy just doing.
That's
every
just what
year.
I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Wow. No.
I like
I'm not
need to
that.
know fresh what just happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I
don't
don't do
reread
that.
as much anymore.
Right. I think the
Yeah.
only book I reread before was I read Iron Flame before Onyx Storm came out because I knew
Yeah.
that there was
Yeah,
going to be
I
lore
reread
and
the
I need to
whole
remember
thing.
all these stupid
Yeah.
names.
Yeah.
I've got tons of tab marks this time, so I don't need to do that again.
exactly.
I need to do that before the next one comes out.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. If it's like a complex world, and I'll forget a lot of
Guys,
the politics
let's do
and
a reread and start like a, I don't know, fable chat for us. To
Yeah,
be like,
okay.
oh my
Okay.
God, this bit. And then we can, because we've already read into the future, we can like back
Already read into the future.
Yeah, me bloody reading Fourth Wing again. Like
Yeah.
hyper-fixating on
Oh, yeah.
oranges.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
was so obsessed with oranges.
This is half the fun that I have.
I remember it. You just kept mentioning you're like the oranges or something. I'm
There's
onto
something with the oranges. That's because I forgot he was allergic.
You thought it was like an Easter egg.
She really did.
Oh my god.
She was like, because she knew that Jack Barlow was venom. She's like, the oranges
Something
are a
to do with
sign.
venom jokes. That he's just allergic to oranges.
Oh Jess.
It was so funny.
She's tabbing the wrong thing.
yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. Some of them are correct. Some 50%. Guys, tell me, how do you rate your chilies. Like, what's the difference between a 1 and a 5? And what's
What is in between?
what's capsicum?
Guys, the chili thing is really like funny to me because I was ranking everything like 4 chilies, 5 chilies, and then I would look at the same book. Like we would read the same book in the month,
But, like,
and then Jess
one.
is like 2 chilies. And I'm like, did we read the same book?
It's really subjective.
It really
I think
is.
the
Yeah.
chilies are really subjective to like what you also enjoy as well, what you
The
don't
way
enjoy, how it's
chilies
written.
our kinks.
Yeah.
No, but here's the thing, right? If I was a viewer, like if I was looking at someone else's account and they've ranked it 5 chilies,
Yeah.
I'd look at that and be like, okay, that's a really spicy book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if they've ranked
Same.
it 3 chilies, I'd be like, okay, it's kind of spicy,
Yep.
but it's not super spicy.
Yep.
So
There's
I'm just
like-
thinking of that.
There is some level of like how much sex needs to be in the book for you to give it a 5 chili, right?
Yeah.
I think that is an element, definitely.
I know for me, a lot of the stuff that I see where it's 5 chilies is like smut where the plot is secondary. And that's where it becomes 5 chilies.
Oh.
In like the kind of the carousels that I've seen of people recommending books, 5 chilies always sits on smut with plot, not plot with smut.
This is interesting because I'll rate a book 5 chilies if there's plot, but the smut is so unhinged.
Yeah.
Like there's
Like
so
it's
much of it.
really, yeah.
There's so much of it and it's so horny. Like it's like for
It's
me,
about
like,
having a lot of smut.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the smut is like intense. I
Yeah.
don't know how to describe it, but like I'm comparing like Rena Kent to Ali Hazelwood. Like Ali
Okay.
Hazelwood books have smut.
Yeah.
Rena Kent's smut is just a bit different.
It's
Like,
different. Smut,
yeah.
I feel like it deserves an extra chili because I need you to
It's
know
more
that it is
unhinged.
more spicy. Like
It's not vanilla.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I think like up until 4 stars, 4 chilies is where I'm like, there's a lot of smut. So if there's like a 1 chili, it means that there's maybe 1 or 2 smut scenes and it's not fade to black. It's like there is a description of things going into places.
Okay.
4, yeah. 4 is a lot.
Yep.
And then 5 is like, there's quite a bit. Doesn't have to be heaps, but there's quite a bit. And I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. See, I think
Yeah,
that's where
it's
the
a vibe
difference is.
thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think 1 chili for me is like a fade to black type of smut scene. So
Really?
you know that there's smut happening, or it's kind of like they've kissed.
No,
That's
I
one
think
chili.
that yeah,
That's a
peppercorn.
capsicum. Yeah, for
Pepper.
me.
You
Corn.
hadn't heard
Capsicum.
of capsicums until recently, right?
No, not me. I
Really?
think-
You,
For me,
one of you
Hannah,
was
it
asking
wasn't
about what
me.
no,
capsicums
I forgot
were.
which one it was. No, I knew that
Oh.
there was a thing for it. I just forgot which emoji it was.
Yeah.
Capsicums.
I forgot that it was a capsicum. But like,
Yeah.
here's the thing: like for me, a capsicum, like that's YA. Like Fade to Black,
Yes.
is YA.
Yes.
That's what I'm thinking
Yeah.
about.
Closed
Because
door, that's YA.
Powerless is fade to black.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's YA, which is why I'm like, it's not 1 chili pepper, it's just tension. So it's a capsicum.
It's capsicum.
Because it's like, but,
But
not quite there.
I don't give 5-star capsicums, or the capsicums
it's
are
just
just all
one.
5.
Yeah.
yeah.
Capsicums
you give
for me just stay
five.
5.
Really, I just give 1.
Yeah,
Oh.
same. Capsicum's just like, this is one.
It's not spicy because it's a spice rating, and if
Yeah.
it's not spicy, then it just gets the capsicum, which is
I'm
one
like
of the
5
ratings.
capsicums because I gave alchemized 5 capsicums.
Oh, alchemized.
I gave it 1.
I think I
gave
gave
it
it
1 chili.
yeah, same.
Because it had descriptions
It
of
definitely was
things.
not closed door.
It felt 5
No.
capsicums to me. I
Right.
gave Manacled one chili pepper because I think
Wait,
it
but
became
you
more
just said
descriptive.
1 chili pepper is fade to black.
Fade.
But 5 capsicums was not fade to black and alchemized.
It felt 5 caps. It was 5 capsicums for me because it wasn't as descriptive as the other stuff that I have read.
Guys? If
I think it's because in alchemized, right? Like even though there is smut, it's not like
it's not,
You're
really
not
in
part of the
there
story.
for the smut and the
No.
horniness. It was more just like, oh, these are like 2 lovers getting together.
It was 5
It's different.
capsicums.
Like they were talking about the smut, like the same way they were talking about any other part of the book.
Yes.
yeah.
It wasn't like something so different. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't.
So
like-
maybe that's why it was 5 capsicums.
Yeah,
I
Because
get
it
what-
wasn't like
I
the
get that.
forefront of it. Like I knew they had sex,
Right.
but I also knew that she was getting raped.
See, here's the
I
thing.
mean,
right?
yeah, okay. I wasn't thinking about
Yeah.
that scene,
Yeah.
but yes.
I understand why you gave it that rating, but I think if I was looking at it and going, okay, look at this book recommendation, they've ranked it 5 capsicums, I would think, okay, so there's no sex in this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because a capsicum for me is there's no sex.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's fade to black for
It's
me.
fair, yeah.
I like feel like capsicums for me, I can give to teenagers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which I would not give.
I wouldn't give alchemized to a
Alchemized.
teenager.
So I
Well,
think I
for
actually
other
ranked it
reasons.
1 or 2 because it was pretty graphic.
Okay.
Yeah, I gave it a 1 for graphic, but it wasn't like
It's
Sexy.
No, it wasn't a sexy book. Like that's
Maybe I
marketing.
change it to one chili pepper.
You can keep it the way you keep it. I feel like spicy chili peppers are a little bit like vibey for us
Yeah,
as
there's
well.
no rules with this.
Yeah.
Like, because for me, I actually find it really hard to rank 2, 3, 4.
Yeah,
For me, it's
same.
always
Yeah.
either 1 chili or 5 chilies. I'm like, I don't understand what this 2 is. Like, what would be a 2
okay.
chili book for me? I honestly cannot think of
Yeah.
I think I'm like 1, 3, 5.
1, 3,
I
5.
literally
Yeah.
do all of them.
I'm thinking like maybe a contempt romance where they have like 1 sex scene.
Yep.
Maybe that's
like a
2
1 or
chili.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 would be just like what an average.
A lot of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, actually, now that you say it, so I think the way I do it, it always sits between 2, and it's just dependent on if it's the higher one of the 2, whether I liked it or if it's not. So, like, is it a 4 or 5? Because there's quite a lot of spice, but also, did I like the spice? Then it's a 5. If I was like, about the spice, then it's a 4.
I don't think I do it like that. Yeah, I don't think
that's how I do it.
My involved, like if I liked it or not. Like obviously I know if I like it, but
Yep.
I think when it comes to rating it, I'm really ranking it of like how much spice is there in this book.
Yes.
I think that's the way I
Yeah,
do it.
I think that's how I do it.
Yeah.
Or like how explicit is it? Even if there's like
Yeah.
a lot of spice happening,
Yeah.
what's happening in that spice?
The thing you said about the unhinged thing too, I think plays a part, right?
It
because
does.
it's like you might have maybe 2 sex scenes in the book, but if it's like non-consensual sex and that's like the trope, that would automatically go higher.
yeah,
because
exactly.
It's more
Yeah.
taboo.
I think of it as like how would I recommend this to a friend based on spice?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like would I if I'm recommending it to someone who's not very familiar with the romance world,
Yep.
like
Yeah.
disclaimer, this has sex in it. How much you're asking? Oh, 5.
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
pretty like you probably have never read
Spice.
anything like this before.
Like
Yeah.
you're probably more likely to recommend like a contemporary romance spice than a dark romance or like a Kiss of the Basilisk type spice.
yeah,
Yeah.
see those like dark romance Kiss of Basilisk, like those are 5s for me. I think like
Yep.
Elsie Silver might sit between a 3, maybe a 4 in some books if
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like extra spicy.
Yeah.
Trying to think of a 4, like a more maybe Deep End is a 4. Like
Yeah.
Okay.
there's definitely a lot
Yep.
of sex in Deep End. They talk
Yep.
about sex a lot, but
That's the content of the story.
Yeah.
and then a 2, like I don't know what's 2. Maybe like a fantasy book that has some smut scenes, but it's definitely fantasy first.
Yep.
Yeah, so like Warrior Princess Assassin, I think I gave 2 spice. And that was because there were a few sex scenes, but it wasn't really all that. Like it didn't feel super explicit.
So
but
it
at the
wasn't
same
as
time, it was
graphic.
like it was polyamory.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sat as a 2.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking now, like I'm looking at those books. One Dark Window, like I'm pretty sure there's a sex scene in these books. Those aren't YA. But like for me, they're not memorable from the smuts. So I'm not ranking them pretty high
Yeah.
on this chili rating.
Akata.
Akatar, look, Silver
like a 2 or
Flames,
a-
5
yeah,
chilies.
yeah.
Silver Flames is 5 chilies. Everything
That's
else
right.
is probably like a 2.
2 or 3, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what
Yeah.
she was in her horny phase when she wrote Silver Flames. I don't know. I open that to a random page. They're probably
I mean,
fucking.
didn't she say, oh, like she relates to Nesta the most? That of all her
because she's
characters,
just-
that's a
She's
reflection
down
of hers.
bad.
It's funny too because it's like when I was reading it, I was like, "This is fun," and then after I finished it, and I saw other people be like, "That's so spicy," I was like, "Oh my god, it was."
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There was a
Yeah.
lot of sex in
You
that book.
need to read it. It's great.
Okay, so I didn't look at any of the notes that ChatGPT gave you.
Neither did I.
Plot is holding on for dear life. That's funny. For 5
For
chilies.
5 chilies, yeah.
But see, that's not real. Like for me, I'm like, Rena Kemp books actually have a lot of plot.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say like a 5 chili like can still have good plot in there. I think a perfect 5-star 5 chili means it's got the plot woven in with the sex. It's not just random sex scenes you can skip over. It's like there's actually
Heated rivalries.
Yeah. You need to read it because it's building the tension. It's building the relationship.
Yep.
But hey, I also like chapters you can skip.
I don't know. I don't like skipping the sex scenes. So I'm like,
Oh, really?
No,
They're
yeah.
the ones I sometimes will skip.
really?
Sometimes
it depends.
I gloss over them. if
Depends
there's
how
too
much they are.
It depends. If it's just like a blowjob, I'm like, okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
If it doesn't add to the
Depends on the
tension or
horny
building-
phase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
I
And
think
how much I'm reading at one go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if it's like one sex scene after another sex scene after another sex scene, I'm like, okay, bye. Bye.
Kiss of
the
I'll
Basilisk.
just skim
It's
now.
too much.
Yeah, but see, it's like, for example, Kiss of the Basilisk, I skipped a lot of sex scenes, but it's because I binged it, right?
Yep.
If I was reading a few chapters every day,
Yep.
I probably would
You'd be
skip a lot
fine.
less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. The only other thing that I'd raise that kind of confuses things a little bit more, things like in Brimstone, not to spoil it, but
There's a lot
you'll
of
have
sex.
sex scenes, and then you'll have scenes, but they're not having sex, but there's a lot of thoughts, like
Yeah.
inner
Sexual
monologues,
thoughts.
Yeah.
right, about that sort of thing. And then I'm like, well, does this count? Because it's technically like in the sense of the way it's written, it's definitely smut, where the way they think about it. But it's like it's not
actually happening.
it's not
Yeah.
happening. But if you take it back to like the author is writing a scene,
Yeah.
It depends on how long, like how many sentences
It
are they
goes for.
thinking, right? Because
Yeah.
Behind the Net does that a lot.
Yeah.
But it's like one sentence every like chapter. So I'm like, it's fine. That
so
to
would
me
you rate
feels
that?
like tension.
Would you raise a chili for that?
No.
Well, the book, yes, because the book itself had a lot of spice.
Okay,
Right. I feel like books that usually have
right.
that do have a lot of spice already. I think the thing with Brimstone is not necessarily that there was a lot of sex scenes. It's just that there were a lot of long sex
Yes,
scenes.
that's what it did. It broke the
Yeah.
plot. It broke the timing of the book. Like the pacing felt
Yep.
so weird because
Yep.
I'm like, yo, people are dying and you're having sex for 3 chapters.
Yeah.
Like this needs
That's what it felt
Okay.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's why I'm like, I feel like they were always having sex, but it's just that they were having sex at the wrong time.
Yeah. That's fair.
Isn't
That's
that all
fair.
fantasy?
Yeah.
Someone's always having sex while there's a war on.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you.
You right there.
That's so funny.
It's a
Wings
thing.
and ruin.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep, you right there. Court of Wings and Ruin.
So to finish off this segment, let's do one last thing, which is looking at what our 5-star books and series are and also what our 5-star spicy scenes are. So, I
Yep.
mean, any key standout scenes.
Any
what
scenes
do you
that
guys
look like
have?
rent free.
Okay, so I don't even remember the exact scene, but in Deep End, there's the bit where she's like, oh, like it's slightly too much. And he's like, oh, well, too bad.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I think that was actually like the key sex scene in
Yeah.
that book too.
And this is a 5-star spice scene that lives rent free
Yeah.
in your head.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, I have a few to list off. So,
Yes.
yeah. Keep going, Lynn.
Nikki St. Crow does a series called Vicious Lost Boys, which is a Peter Pan retelling.
With lots of
and
sex.
With lots of... This is one of the smut with kind of plot ones,
Yeah.
not plot with smut.
They're also short books. The audio book
They're-
is like 4 hours or something.
Yes. There's a scene involving a tree. And
Oh my God.
wrong when you say it like that.
wait.
That sounds so bad.
Let me go again.
yeah,
There's a scene where the main character, Wendy, gets tied up by two of the other characters.
Railed by a tree.
By
that's what you're
two
thinking,
of the characters. So she gets like tied up by the 2 Fey princes.
You can't.
Say that there's a tree.
No, you can't say that there's these 2 characters. They're twin brothers. Just specify they're twin brothers. All right, keep going.
They're twin brothers.
Yeah.
But she basically gets tied up and fucked by the
On a
brothers.
tree?
and to specify how she was tied up, like her hands were like tied
They
together
have
and they
magical
were like put up
powers.
into the tree. So
Yeah.
she's like,
She's
Yep.
tied up by vines.
I don't think she's hanging, but she's like there.
This is where the 5 chili rating comes in because that's not the same type of sex that's happening in the other books.
No.
Like, I'm sorry.
This is unhinged sex.
You can have a book with a like sex scene after sex scene, but that will not be the same as
This
reading about
lives
No.
rent free in my
rent
mind.
free.
Yeah.
This
girl.
one lives rent free in my mind. It awoke something in me, I think.
Reverse harem.
Oh my gosh.
Being tied up.
I'm gonna pull it back just a notch, not like a lot. Just a
I mean,
little
I
notch.
don't think that's a notch. If
It's a
that's what
notch.
you're talking about, it's a yeah.
Well, I'm gonna talk about Mate by Ali
Yes.
Hazelwood.
Yep.
5-star sex scene. The whole heat scene. for me.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
It's not even one sex.
It's just a continual.
It's the continual heat.
yeah.
And she nailed it too. Now that I think about it, because it's like I usually hate back-to-back sex scenes, but like that was good.
Yeah. So I'm gonna name Mate. I'm trying to like. I'm going through my 5-star reads now.
This is what I was doing yesterday, where I was like, "Fuck, what's like a smut scene that lives rent free in my mind?"
There's a lot. The throne scene.
Yeah,
throne
the throne
scene?
scene in Iron Flame.
See, she knew the book before I even.
yeah.
The throne scene.
That was on my list.
my chair, my house.
my chair.
I have a candle that says that somewhere.
Sorry, you said throne scene. I was thinking the other chair scene where everyone's trying to figure out the logistics. If I have to figure out
Oh.
logistics, it's pulling me out.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. No, see, I got that on first go. I didn't have to think about it. I was
I
like,
think the spice scenes in Fourth Wing were not 5-star for me.
Really?
Yeah.
There were some that were really good.
The thunder in the first book.
Yeah, that
It was
wasn't.
too much
But I
for
think
me.
the my house, my chair, my woman. I think that just lives
Yeah.
in my brain. I wouldn't
Yep.
necessarily call it a 5-star spice scene, but it is a scene that lives there all the
Rent-free.
time. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good one.
Actually, the one that I'm thinking of that comes to mind is actually in Blood Orange by Karina Hale. And I mentioned this book a lot, but it was something about the male leads, like, what is it, like dirty talk? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was the
dirty talk
talking.
makes it.
yeah,
like that makes it so much better for me.
yeah.
It's just, you have to use the right words.
Yeah.
I think you
Yeah.
can't be using the words that they use to describe penises. Like, you can't be using weird words. I'm sorry.
You're not wrong.
You just have to
You're
use
not
the
wrong.
right words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For both, actually.
Yeah. Sometimes I think I've read like a couple where they'll use like a really random
And it'll throw
term
you
and
off.
I'm like, I don't like this anymore. I'm uncomfortable.
His rod.
Rod doesn't throw me that bad, actually.
Rod throws me.
I don't like
I think
rod.
I think for girls, like flesh
Flesh. Folds.
folds,
Yeah.
they're a bit like, look, they're not the worst, but
Yeah.
it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
folds
I
and
don't want to
flesh.
think about the actual anatomy that hard.
Yeah. Like, I don't mind when they use words like center. Or
Yeah.
my core. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
those are
Yeah.
fine. My flesh.
I don't think I've ever read Flesh now that I think about it.
Really?
Oh, that would make me uncomfortable. Yeah. No, not heard it.
Like, and then you mix the two and you say rod and flesh at the same time.
no,
and you're just
no.
like, why?
Wait, has a book done this?
Probably.
You've read Ironside Academy.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. There's many scenes.
There's
in
many
there.
scenes.
Okay.
There's one with a crystal. I won't say more than that. And multiple people at the same time.
Involving a crystal.
Wait, I don't
Involving a
remember
crystal.
this. I need to go back and reread.
Yeah, it's a phallic crystal.
Oh.
That lives in there.
Yep.
There's also a scene where she sleeps, and I think it's the first time she actually sleeps with 3 male characters in the same scene.
Good for her.
Yep.
We love that for her.
I'm going to
Yeah.
reread Ironside.
Yeah, you should. I'll reread it with you. I need help.
For me,
There's a lot.
I don't know why, but Ironside feels like a winter read to me.
Oh,
I mean, that's because
okay.
there's so many males to keep you cozy.
I love that. That's a quote that I'm going to keep from Jess.
But honestly, there is so many things in there. Like,
The reason why I can't call anything from a Rena Kemp book is because, like, I
They're
don't
all kind of the
remember.
same.
Like, yeah, like I don't remember what happens in what book. Like, there's a lot of chasing. There's a lot of stalking, hunting. There's a lot of the "if I catch you, I fuck you" vibe.
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
was gonna say Lights Out does that too, and
Yeah.
I'm like, doesn't live rent free in my mind, but I do remember it.
Yep.
yeah. There's
Same
a lot
as
of that.
the cup scene in Metal Slinger.
Oh my god! Okay, the cup scene in Metal Slinger was 5 stars.
I think it was a 4 for me, but it's like
Really?
memorable.
That's
Rent free.
it's paying rent, I guess, because it's not in my mind. It hasn't paid rent. That scene hasn't paid rent.
No, that scene. I remember reading that and I was like, I need to reread this scene right now, and I reread it.
Okay.
Before we wrap up, last one.
What are our recent or long existing 5-star reads? I can go first.
Okay, go.
I recently read an indie called Never Run From an Immortal.
Oh,
It's an indie published urban fantasy. She's a witch, he's a vampire, marriage
Ooh.
of convenience.
Ooh.
I predicted all the plot points that were going to happen, and I still ate that shit up.
Yeah. Nice.
I'm ready for the second book.
I'm convinced.
Yeah, it was quite predictable in certain ways, but 5 stars for me.
yeah.
That's my most recent one. And also, I don't think I really talk about this series often, but the Ever King and Ever Queen duology,
really?
I really enjoyed that. But I think I just really wanted like a really nice piratey, fae, fantasy type thing. And that
okay.
ticked all the boxes for me because he is also quite morally
Great.
grey.
I've got the first
Yeah.
book. I haven't started yet.
Yeah, those are my 2 kind of ones that I've never mentioned before.
Do I have any that I've not mentioned? Mate was my standout 5-star book this year, I think. Maybe because I didn't expect it, but also Ali Hazelwood does no wrong.
Yep.
Hannah, what about you? I'm going to keep
I've got
thinking.
2. I've got 2. I'm actually going to call out Lost and Lassoed by Lila Sage. That's the 3rd book in the Rebel Blue Rant series. I rated them all 5 stars, or 4 to 4.
You were really in
Yeah.
your like cowboy
I
romance
was,
phase
yeah.
but
recently,
this
though.
one in
Yeah.
particular, guys,
Yeah.
that's a 5 star. I think I was waiting for this couple to happen from the first book because they get name dropped.
Yes.
And I was waiting for it, and then the second book wasn't them, and I'm like, what am I doing? Why?
Yes.
And then the third book, and then the what is it? Like the note to the reader.
Yeah.
It's like for those of you that have waited.
Yes, I
was
love
me.
that.
Cute.
And then I'm obviously going to say Heated Rivalry. So
Yeah, yeah, fair.
That's like me saying, what's it? Ironside.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a given.
Yeah, because like that was a book that I've like read, and then I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna watch a show, and I'm gonna reread the book, and I'm gonna rewatch the show, and I'm gonna do both at the same time. Like, it's just
Look, if Ironside had a TV show, would I be the same? Probably.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay,
Yeah, probably.
Fair.
Do you know what? Actually, I'm going to call out one book I thought would be 5 stars that I decided it definitely isn't. Is Silver Elite.
Okay.
No joke. When I started it, I was so into it. Like
Yeah.
the first 80% of the book, absolutely ate it up. I was sitting there being like, oh my God, like I know a lot of people, like it's controversial, but I really loved it. And then the last 20%, I was like, oh God, literally everything is predictable. So it misses out because of that. It's a 4 now, but
oh yeah.
I had hopes. I guess we're going to wrap up here now. So if you want to hear more episodes like this, make sure you leave a like or comment below and let us know. Also, please share this episode with anyone who you think might enjoy it. And if you liked this and want to stay up to date on content, make sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, YouTube at Love at First Plot. Otherwise, until the next episode, see you in the romance section.
Bye.
Bye.